Welcome, everyone, to Geeks of the Roundtable. This is episode 47. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ren, and I am joined by my co-host, Zach Pope. Zach, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to talk movies, talk whatever we possibly can. It's weird. Like, I feel like at the beginning of the week, I'm like, man, are we even going to have topics for this week? And then it ends up like, yeah, no, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, but it actually was a little bit of a search for it because I had to search through the entire past week. There isn't anything like big. Like, because sometimes I do the topics. We have 5 main topics, always, never more, never less. And I always there's always 2 that I'm like, which one of these should be the main topic? This week there was a clear one. So it's a semi-strong week, but not the strongest week. But before we continue on, everyone, if you are joining us, let us know your thoughts on Red Sparrow. It's our movie club movie for this week. So let's start with your thoughts. Before we get into that, Zach, you just got off a big high of attending Sundance at your home, nonetheless, but still you attended. You watched 30 films. How was this experience compared to other years?
So first off, right off the bat, best virtual film festival I've done yet. Mm-hmm. The most easy, seamless, and they actually made it real. Like, you could join a waiting room before each screener and talk to people about what they've seen. They really tried to do Sundance, mm-hmm. They really tried to bring it to life, and I loved that. So the overall presentation, 10 out of 10. It's perfect. It was the perfect presentation. I had one issue the entire time I was there where my internet was not working. I had to stop the film, and it only gives you 4 hours to finish the film.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to finish the movie and it sucked. I had 20 minutes left and it just cut. And I emailed the rep. I was like, is there any way I can get a screener? Way I can get a screener so I can finish the movie. And they're like, sadly, we're not doing any. I'm like, fuck, man. I really like the movie too. So I still included it in my my ranking because I overall really enjoyed it. It was that Together movie.
I
really overall enjoyed it. Yeah, and I had my friend tell me about what I had missed. The ending didn't sound so great to me.
Okay.
So from what they were telling me, but overall enjoyed it. But seriously, overall there were some incredible films this year, but it did feel like a weaker year compared to last year. Where last year, the worst film I saw was this film called Amulet, and it was just not great. It's a horror film. There's some cool prosthetics to it, but it just made me sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
This and even within last year, a lot of the films really much blew me away. You have The 9 Days, The Promising Young Woman, Minari, The Father. That's just 4 films right there, man. Possessor's another one. Where in this year, I don't count Judas and the Black Messiah. That was more of a, we're going to premiere it there. And I counted it in my ranking, but overall, if we're going to go Judas, that's a great film. But
which I'm watching on Monday.
Yay. I'm excited. But Mass, best thing I saw there. That was the film that gave me the same feeling I felt with 9 Days and all that nature. Coda, great film. Great little film. Shocked that Apple bought it for so much money, though. But that's really cool for the filmmakers and stuff because now they get to use that. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm bringing out my list. One for the Road is one no one's talking about, but I really like that. I thought it was so fucking magical. The style of it all, it's so great. On the Count of Three, Christopher Abbott's new movie. People, walks a thin line between depression and suicide and how it's dealing with it. Very well done. Jockey, and then Passing, which was actually just bought from Netflix, which is Ruth Negga and Tessa Thompson, directed by Rebecca Hall, is a film that I can't get out of my head. It's one I keep thinking about, but
Netflix when it comes, bought it.
Yes. So, but when it comes to things that blew me away.
Hang on, Zach, before you continue, we have our guest over here, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Elliott from the Movie Files. How you doing, Elliott? Welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? Hey, man, sorry about that. A last-minute call for work, man. But Zach, Ren, what's going on, guys?
Hey, nothing much, man. You look styling today. The hat, the flannel. I dig it.
Nah, man. Nothing swag like you guys. No.
How you doing, Elliott? You're good?
Good, man. Excited to talk about these topics, man. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about today, man.
For sure. And Zach was just running down his movies at Sundance because he just had the experience. Did you attend Sundance virtually?
No, the only thing I saw was Judas and the Black Messiah, but I wasn't able to check out the other stuff. Yeah.
All right. I was just saying I'm checking that out next Monday, thankfully. So I'll be able to catch up with you guys at any moment. But Zach, just finish your thoughts on the Sundance.
But yeah, like, dude, my bottom 10, not bottom 10, but like the worst film I saw there is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. And I sat there going, how the hell did this get put into Sundance? Like, you're going to tell me there wasn't one better film than this, because it's called Mother Schmuckers. And the opening title card gets thrown up out of someone's mouth. It's filmed like an episode of The Office, but with the chaotic energy of Uncut Gems. And there's a part where they eat a cat, or maybe it was a different animal. But they literally say, no, it's a dog. They save it, and then they eat it.
Jeez.
I'm wrapping my mind around that. So what's the story?
Let me read you the synopsis.
Okay.
Two brothers in their 20s are supremely stupid and never bored. And as madness is part of their daily lives, when they lose their mother's beloved dog, they have 24 hours to find it, or she will kick them out.
Okay.
Thank God it was an hour and 10 minutes. Thank God it was an hour and 10 minutes.
It's short.
Yeah. But here's the other thing. A lot of these films were actually made during the pandemic. And some of them you can tell. There's one in particular called How It Ends that has a ton of celebrity cameos that completely bothered me. But the messages and themes were great. But the thing that bothered me the most was that, I could tell they shot it during a pandemic because everyone's standing 6 feet away.
Oh, my God.
Like, in every shot, they were 6 feet away. Besides, like, a couple. And I was like, what?
So is it always wide shots?
Yes.
Oh.
For a majority of it. And then even Ben Wheatley's new film, which I really liked. If you like Annihilation, it's really cool.
Nice. But
his version, again, they're wearing masks. They're 6 feet apart. It's really weird. It was really jarring. But honestly, the film that everyone needs to see is Prisoners of the Ghostland. I'll just leave it there.
Oh, is that the next Nick Cage movie?
Yep, it's weird as hell.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Weirder than Mandy.
All right, before we go off to our off-the-top topic, because I sometimes like to surprise Zach and whoever our guest is with something that just came out. Elliott, we started doing this thing recently where we recommend a movie from one week to the next, and then we start to show it that. So last week, Zach recommended for people to watch Red Sparrow. Have you ever seen it? Did you see it recently? Do you have any thoughts that you would like to share?
I actually own that movie. That's the Jennifer Lawrence spy film, right? Yeah, I've yet to see it. I've had it for, 3 years now that it's been out, and I've yet to watch it. But I've heard it's an interesting film.
To me all the time. Buying stuff, and then I'm like, I'm going to watch this. You know what movie I bought probably 3 years ago, and I still haven't watched? Black Swan.
Oh my God!
That's a good
Never
one.
seen
That's
it.
A good one,
yeah.
Never seen it.
Yes. Lots of similarities between those two, actually.
Really?
Yeah, heavy movie for sure, but one that I think it's actually underrated. All right, for our off the top topic, and let's start with Elliott's thoughts on this. Last night on Jimmy Fallon on the Tonight Show, M. Night Shyamalan was a guest. And he basically confirmed that we're going to get the first trailer for his next feature, Old, this Sunday during the Super Bowl. He even teased a little bit with a 2-second clip because he said, you have a clip, and then it was 2 seconds, and Jimmy Fallon was like,
showing 2 second clips.
Yeah. Elliott, what are your thoughts on this? Are you curious? Are you excited? And just what are your thoughts on Shyamalan overall?
Yeah, man, this actually made my honorable mentions for like my most anticipated films this year because I'm a M. Night Shyamalan fan, man. I love this kind of comeback that he's had since what was it? With the kids went on vacation. I can't remember the name of it.
The visit.
Yeah, since that, and I'm actually a fan of Glass. I know it's not perfect, and I love Split. Like, oh my goodness, I love what he did with that film. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this one, man. This is M. Night's getting back to kind of his groove. I'm a big fan of Servant. I love what he's doing with that show, and I love just how like he's getting back to the old making of M. Night, just kind of building tension. Obviously, you know, he built a trope of like the surprise ending and what's going to happen. But I'm looking forward to it, man. The cast looks great. The little snippets that I've seen looks very intriguing. And I'm just wondering, again, you know, the whole M. Night trope, what's the twist? You know, is this island even real? Are they getting old when they go there? Is it a meaning of life? So I'm really looking forward to it, man.
For sure. How about you, Zach?
We obviously don't know what it's about, but if the leaked concept that came out a couple months ago is what it's about, I'm freaking sold on this. This was actually my 5th most anticipated film for the entire year. I love M. Night Shyamalan. I've said it. If I could only talk to one filmmaker, it would be him. I'd love to talk about his whole career, every film. One of the first horror films I ever saw was Signs. I remember watching that for the first time, glued to the screen, but being hidden under the covers because my dad told me that scene on the VCR was real. He told me that was real. So he said that scene actually just happened like down the street. So that made me scared, and you know, I didn't really want to watch it. But you know, it's intense, and I can't wait for Old. I've been telling you, man, like I think this is going to be an incredible film. The Visit, one of the best, like Elliott mentioned, dude, that theater that I went opening night for The Visit, and that was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had. People's reactions, It was so great. I really like Glass. Split, I really like. I've said I got to see the test screening of that. It was not great. Well, it was fine. They just had a lot of issues with it, with how the length. But you know, M. Night's a person I really adore, and he mentions The Servant.
Yeah.
Have you watched any more, Ren, from this new season?
I haven't actually, because when I watched the first episode of the second season, you told me it only really gets going at like the 3rd or the 4th episode, and I'm like, okay, I'll wait then.
And that's 100% where it is. The 3rd and 4th episodes is when the show's like, okay, let's finally start moving. But the most brilliant part about The Servant is how he very much writes that show into one central location, but then consistently when they do show you new things, they show you new things. The only issue I ever really have with The Servant is product placement. That's literally my only issue with that show.
I for context for Elliott, because I didn't get the screener, so I watched the first episode and I went to Zach, hey, I finally watched the season premiere of Servant. He was like, what did you think? And I'm like, horrible, nothing happens, there's no new information. So yeah, now I don't even know what episode is supposed to come out tomorrow, if it's the 3rd or the 4th, because I lost track.
I think it's the 4th episode. It's the 2:00 episode. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll probably start watching it tomorrow, because I just got into a new show now with my housemates, and so I lose track. But piggybacking a little bit off of what Elliott said, because this cast is really spectacular. I went earlier today to see, and I knew Gabriel Garcia Bernal was in it. Vicky Creeps from Phantom Thread is in it, but there's a whole supporting cast that is just insane in this. And like both of you, I'm a huge fan of M. Night. Like, as a person, he just comes across as a really cool guy, genuine person. And I was disappointed by Glass, but I'm also someone who can't help but like that movie and try to root for M. Night. And Unbreakable is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I can never help, even when he was in that stretch of bad movie after bad movie after bad, I couldn't help but be excited, because he always does something that is very him. And Old looks very much like, this is an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
What's your favorite M. Night film?
Unbreakable for me, for sure.
Ooh, that's a good one. I gotta go with Split, man. I know it might be a controversial choice, but I revisit that film every so often. And James McAvoy and Untitled Joy, man, just their chemistry and the broken. Like, I love M. Night's performance in that, man. I hope they team up again in the future. But yeah, it's Split for me, man. I love that film. Oh yeah, there he is, man.
Hedwig.
Signs. I love Signs.
It's a great film too.
I love it to death. You know which film I think is a little overrated of his, and everyone loves it? Sixth Sense. I just never got into it. But I think it's because I knew the twist going in. I literally knew the twist going in, and I was like,
I agree, because
Unbreakable is my second.
Yeah, Unbreakable's fantastic.
I think Sixth Sense is one that lives a little bit too much on its twist, and so it loses a bit when you go back and rewatch it. All right, Elliott, again, start with you. At the end of every topic, of every news topics, we either knight a news topic or send it to the dungeon, depending on whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
So, trailer dropping this Sunday for Old. How are you feeling about this? What's your decision?
Hey man, I'll give it a night, M night, if we can call it that, man. I'm really
Yeah.
excited for it, man. I think that the twist, I don't hope, like you just said, Ren, regarding he relied on twist so much, but I hope that in the last 5 or 6 years, he's really kind of built his twist and incorporated in the story and makes it have that rewatchability factor to it. So I'll give it a night, man. I'm excited to see this trailer and see that cast come together. And again, just thinking in my head, is the younger cast like mixed in with the old cast and they're playing themselves and there's some type of warped reality thing going on. I'm excited for this film, man.
Do you want me to tell you the synopsis?
Do you have it?
Find it again? I have to go find it again.
Yeah, okay, I would love to know it. Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. I gotta find it.
I'm just going to say that if in what was it, 16 years, M. Night launches a movie called Young, I'm totally going to be expected.
Here it is.
It's all in the same universe.
The plot of Old. Old is a loose adaptation of the French graphic novel Sandcastle by Pierre Oscar Levy, in which a group of people on a beach discover a body before realizing that they're all aging rapidly over a matter of hours. Shyamalan used the story as a starting point for Old, but is loosely based on it.
Okay. I'm going to take a guess that the kids start getting older as the film goes, and the adult people age much more slowly. Because I don't think we're just going to see people drop dead suddenly because they got old.
Or the reverse of that. The young people get older and the older people get younger. And it's just like
something else. Power. And like one of those Illuminati sites or Charles Murphy, one of them actually put out like what the actual thing is about. But I think they took down the article because maybe they got a request to take it down.
Interesting.
Maybe it was fake. Maybe it was too on point. Maybe it had spoilers in it.
Maybe.
How about you, Zach? What are you giving Old?
I'm knighting it, man. I'm knighting it. I'm so excited for this trailer. I'm just excited we're getting a new trailer on Sunday for something. I really didn't expect us to get anything besides like maybe Winter Soldier, Raya and the Last Dragon 30-second teaser. I'm definitely going to be reacting to Old, even though I know it's going to be a 30-second trailer. It could be longer. I mean, it could be but the film doesn't come out till June or July, so I think it'll only be a tease. I doubt it'll be anything that long, but it's just, it's interesting that Universal's doing that. But I also think Universal knows this film to them does not need to come out in theaters.
Yeah.
That's the truth. If they want to throw it on a VOD or sell it to a streaming, they can. And then does Universal have any streaming right now? Or are they just
Peacock?
I would say Peacock. That would be a nice little interesting way to drop their first film on that platform.
I've always said I would never get Peacock, but if they're like, hey, you want to watch M. Night Shyamalan? Hey. All right, I'll get the Peacock for that. I'll touch the Peacock, man.
Not not that they have a problem with original material, because they just bought the WWE network. So then again, they just got a huge ton of original material. I'm nodding it as well. So unanimous nodding right away. I'm super curious about this film, and I'm betting after the trailer I'll be officially excited, let's say. All right, let's go to our first official topic, gentlemen, because the synopsis was just released for The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, and coming this summer to theaters and HBO Max on the same day. The synopsis not only teases the plot, but it also kind of, I assume, lets us know who the main team is. And
I hate this. Where's Weasel? Where the fuck is Weasel? Literally the only character I care about besides King Shark.
I was just going to say this proves you right, but let's read the synopsis. Welcome to Hell, aka Bel Rev, which was obvious that it was going to be Bel Rev, the prison with the highest mortality rate in the US of A, where the worst supervillains are kept and where they will do anything to get out. Even join the super secret, super shady Task Force X. Today's do or die assignment: assemble a collection of cons, including Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Captain Boomerang, Ratcatcher 2, Savant, King Shark, Blackguard, Javelin, and everyone's favorite psycho, Harley Quinn. Then arm them heavily and drop them literally on the remote enemy-infused island of Corto Maltese, trekking through a jungle teeming with militant adversaries and guerrilla forces at every turn. The squad is on a search and destroy mission with only Colonel Rick Flag on the ground to make them behave. And Amanda Waller's government techies in their ears, tracking their every movement. And as always, one wrong move and they're dead, whether at the hands of their opponents, a teammate, or Waller herself. If anyone's laying down bets, the smart money is against them all of them. Zach, let's start with you because you're proven right, but that's not necessarily a good thing as we've gathered this far.
Yeah. So it seems like a lot of that cast that we know out in the first bit. I've been saying it, man. I don't think they were gonna kill. I'm pissed though. They better not kill Weasel, man. I'll be fucking mad if they kill Weasel. Come on. I'm actually shocked. Polka Dot Man. I was expecting James Gunn to keep him in there.
Oh yeah.
But I think this synopsis, again, we could be completely wrong still. We've seen synopsises kind of be a little bit off at times, so this could still be off. But I think this is, again, Savant. That's Michael Rooker's character. Yeah. I mean, again, Ratcatcher 2. I think we still are. Are you and me still predicting that Taika's the Ratcatcher 1?
I am, but I'm also predicting he's the actual voice of King Shark.
See, I don't think he is. I think they're going to get someone else, actually, for that. But King Shark, I'm happy King Shark is, though. And I can't wait to hear his voice. I can't wait to hear his voice. Like, if anyone doesn't know, if there's ever an animal, like talking animal thing, I'm there. Like, it doesn't, like, Rocket and Groot were the reason I read Guardians, like, when they got reintroduced in there. And I was the only one of my friends group that knew about them. So when the Guardians got announced, everyone's like, this is so stupid. I'm like, guys, it's a talking raccoon and a talking tree. Same thing for here. King Shark, man. Over or under, does he have a cute little voice or is it like deep? What do you guys think?
Oh, it's got to be deep. It's got to be deep. It's got to be intimidating.
Because we have the CW King Shark and we have Harley Quinn animated show King Shark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it's going to be more. I'm guessing there's going to be a balance. Like they'll get someone who can be mean and intimidating, but I'm guessing they're going to go the route of Harley Quinn because there's so much popularity with that version of the character.
Mm-hmm. Dude, and Harley Quinn, I know. Blackguard, that's Pete Davidson's character.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by that one. I thought he would have died in the a Javelin.
Yeah,
I think that one's I don't know. Some of these, actually, even thinking about it now, I think Blackguard and Javelin they can't be. They just can't be, man.
Maybe they make it past the first act, but they'll make it past the second.
Yeah, well, that's true, because I still think they're going to, I've told you, I think they're killing off a majority of that original team.
Yeah.
I
mean, Captain Boomerang, easier. I missed him. But yeah, a few people are missing.
I'll tell you this. The three that are going to be the main characters is Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and Harley Quinn. That's from the set photos, from everything of that nature. It looks like those three are the main characters. Yeah. Don't be shocked if Rick Flag dies. Oh, but I guess also look at that poster. I mean, the main ones are all in the front.
But there's
I have it right here next to me.
There's also TK played by Nathan Fillion, and that's Blackguard played by Pete Davidson.
TK's dead.
So I don't know.
And then I think like those three will be the main, and then I think the next ones like underneath that are like the supporting is Ratcatcher and King Shark.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I'm excited. Surprised it's at Belle Reve again. I thought they would have changed that and kind of stayed away, but this kind of is a sequel. I guess it really is. Yeah. But I will say, I think they should have changed the title. I still wish the title was something else than just
subtitle.
The Suicide Squad. I wish it was the Suicide Squad, blah, 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 blah. Or just call it the Suicide Squad 2. I mean, honestly, it's technically a sequel, a reboot, whatever you want to call it. This is still one of my most anticipated films of the year. Yeah. I'm happy I know we're getting it. I mean, that's the truth. I just really hope I get to see it in theaters. I cannot express enough. I want to see this film in theaters, not at my house.
For sure. How are you feeling about this synopsis and what it teases, Elliott?
Yeah, man, this is just like Zach, man. This is one of my most anticipated films this year. James Gunn, had the option of picking any DC character to his disposal, and he decided to go with Suicide Squad. So to me, he wants to tell a story. He wants to play with these interesting kind of B-list, C-list characters, some unknown characters that he's going to bring to the mix, man. But I'm right there with Zach, where I think that we're going to get 2 iterations of the Suicide Squad within this film. First half going out, then you get introduced to this other half of Polka Dot Man and so on and so forth. So I'm really looking forward to it, man. The thing that I am really intrigued with is this whole thing with the Star character being the main villain and how that alien works into people's minds and all that. That's James Gunn can get weird, man. Slither and all his filmography shows he can get weird. He can get rated R, which I'm super excited to see King Shark ripping off some heads, bloods, guts, all that stuff, man. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then I'm also looking forward to some surprising cameos and some surprising kind of Easter eggs within the DC universe regarding other characters such as, I don't know, a Superman-ish reference here and there, expanding more on what we can expect from Peacemaker and maybe the other sorts of characters we get in that mix. So I'm really excited for this film. I still don't know, is it taking place in the past, in the 70s, the 70s war film thing, or present day film?
So this takes place, from what I understand, it takes place theoretically after Birds of Prey.
Okay, so it is okay. Oh, gotcha. So that gets me excited there. Yeah,
and it's like they're not tied together.
Yeah,
but they loosely are. But then it could be wrong because they've said that, you know, different universes, different things. So maybe the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn's a completely different, you know, version. So I'll kind of do some research on that. But I'm interested. What about you, Ren? Let's hear about your thoughts.
I'm excited like you. This didn't quite make it to my top 10, but it certainly did make it to honorable mentions. Because, Zach, you know very well, I'm not sure if Elliott does, but I do not like Suicide Squad. I know I've told this story several times on the podcast, but basically, on the weekend that Suicide Squad, the first one, released, I watched that movie 3 times. I went to an early screening, and I already had bought 2 tickets for the weekend to watch it 2 times. And so I had to watch it 2 times over that weekend. And every single time I like it less and less and less.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super excited for this. James Gunn just sounds like a fit, like Elliott brought up. They gave him a choice, whatever he wanted in the DC universe. They gave him Superman, and he chose Suicide Squad, which I do think is a better fit. Nevertheless, just everything seems to be going right as of right now for this. So I'm extremely excited as well. This is one that I'm not remembering if it has been confirmed that it will be rated R or not, but the rumors are out there. I say this because of something we will talk about later on the show. But yeah, this sounds super up my alley. The James Gunn, again, it's just a perfect little fit for Suicide Squad. So I'm excited for this. The synopsis, again, it proved me wrong as well, because I bet you that not Javelin, but Savant, played by Michael Rooker, would die. Because if you're a friend of James Gunn and you're in a James Gunn movie, you're going to die. But apparently that's not the case. But nevertheless, excited. So I'm knighting this one. How about you, Zach?
I'm knighting it. And also, it does take place after Birds of Prey. James Gunn confirmed it.
All right.
Okay, awesome.
Interested to see where that goes.
So do you guys think we'll see a sequence early on where Harley Quinn gets recaptured and gets arrested again by the police?
I think it'll be more of a this is what happened type thing. I don't think they'll really sit on it that much. I just wondered because she left with that little girl. So
yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm wondering, if the film just starts and she's back in prison somehow, or if we'll see how she gets back in there. How about you, Elliott? What's your verdict?
Oh, knighting this for sure, man. And did they say, are we going to get any clips through the Super Bowl for this, or on
just
DC fandom
Max
or something?
Stuff, like an HBO Max trailer. That's all we're getting.
Gotcha. This little sizzle reel.
I'm going to tell you right now, why the fuck don't they release the Mortal Kombat trailer during this Super Bowl?
That's true.
That would be huge.
Warner Brothers usually doesn't do any trailers.
All right, let's get on to our next topic, our third topic, and that is, we're going back to MCU, ladies and gentlemen. War Machine will be in Falcon and Winter Soldier. During an interview, Don Cheadle said he will be making an appearance on the show, saying that the character will show up at some point. His words were that some of the fun of the MCU is that we all get to show up in each other's stories, and there's ways that we are cross-platforming these characters. They become storylines sometimes in the movies, and the storylines in the movies sometimes become storylines in the shows. It's really fun and interesting, which I agree. How about you, Zach? What are your thoughts on him showing up in Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Not surprised. Not surprised at all. I'm excited though. I'm excited for them. You know, like, let's bring it on. Let's get this going. Let's get the Winter Soldier and Falcon in front of us. This is my least anticipated show at this point. It looks great, but I'd rather get the Lokis and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm already excited for Loki too, so I agree there. How about you, Elliott? What are your thoughts on him showing up?
Yeah, man, I was surprised that they dropped this news. I don't know if it was a Mark Ruffalo situation where he kind of slipped up and kind of revealed something that wasn't supposed to be told, or if it was just part of the the marketing train to get everyone excited for it. But no, I think it's going to be interesting to see Rhodey in the mix and seeing him how the two best friends of Cap being off the table and how Sam's dealing with that, and obviously Iron Man being gone, and see if they have some type of kinship and relatable factors to that, and also that probably will lead into what we can expect to see with Arm. What was the series?
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars, yeah. So I think it's going to probably set the seeds and plant the seeds for that, which I'm thinking the big thing will be, assimilating the Thunderbolts with the Abomination and different characters of that nature. Justin Hammer getting back in the mix and things of that nature. So I'm really excited to see what Rhodey brings to the table. And this show for me, as they've announced things, of course, WandaVision being this kind of sci-fi sitcom thing has an interesting spin, low-key time travel, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Young Avengers. And this one seems like the safest bet for Marvel. But one of the things I'm really excited to see Marvel tackle is the idea of Sam taking up the shield. And again, the idea of introducing Isaiah Bradley, who was the first Captain America, Black Captain America, and how they kind of swept that under the history books of the MCU. So I'm really excited to see Marvel tackle race and how America doesn't want to accept a Black Captain America. So I'm really excited for that. And of course, Bucky and getting the Winter Soldier and maybe ties to Hydra and still kind of the underground buildings of AIM. So, and MODOK and all that stuff. So I'm really thinking that Winter Soldier is going to be, it's the safest bet, but I think it's going to be one of the more surprising hits because I think people are thinking it's going to be action and very, again, safe. But I think we're going to get a lot of stuff within this show. And I'm really excited to see Anthony Mackie shine as a lead.
Dude, Mackie just is so charismatic.
So much, man.
I'm so excited to see it. Like anything I've ever seen him in, even if I don't like the movie, he's the best part about it. Every 100%. Single time. Like even Outside the Wire.
Outside the Wire. Yep. Yeah. That was like the only saving grace for me for that entire film.
Was him. Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm going to, again, piggyback a little bit of what Elliott said, but I think this show will surprise people. I think it has a lot more of actual Captain America Winter Soldier the movie in it than we realize.
I'm really excited for Agent US. Is that what it is?
US Agent.
Yeah,
US Agent.
I'm really, because I love it's played by Jeff Bridges' son, correct?
Kurt Russell's son.
Wyatt Russell.
Yes, Kurt Russell's son. Dude, yes.
Yeah. And it's got Zemo. I'm super excited for that. Again, the show, I think it will surprise so many people. And to me, again, it was semi-surprising as soon as I read that, Don Cheadle will show up as War Machine. But on the second after that, I was like, yeah, this makes total sense. The worlds seem fitting. He looks like the character that, given that he's not in the show already, it would make sense for him to show up. And yes, set Armor Wars up, which, if they are going to do the setting up of the Thunderbolts, would make sense for him to be somewhat involved with S.H.I.E.L.D. and with Hydra and the political thriller element of it all.
Can I throw under or over 60%? This show will clearly tie into Armor Wars in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Sam Rockwell's character shows up at the end as an end credit scene or something like that, because I think he's the villain of Armor Wars. I really do.
I think so too. And I want him back.
Yeah, I do. I know, and I want him back too.
I love Justin Hammer so much, man.
He's fantastic, man.
I actually pitched him. This is just a quick story for Elliott. But once we did a pitch for Marvel movies of Phase 4. At the time, we didn't know Ant-Man 3 was going to be called Quantumania. But I pitched Ant-Man 3, and I pitched for the villain of that movie and the buyer of Walton Goggins in the second one, who we never actually saw.
Right.
Is revealed in the third movie to be Justin Hammer, and Justin Hammer becomes the MODOK of the MCU.
Oh,
so that's
cool.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Justin Hammer. 60% is a lot, so I'm going to go under, but I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible. How about you, Elliott?
Yeah, man, I think I really want to see Justin Hammer back in the mix. And I think there might be some ties to AIM, the kind of the secondary, since we have Sword now. I think they're going to probably bring AIM in as far as a new replacement for Hydra. Yeah, I think that's just kind of the logistical speaking, like the next thing logically to come into the mix. But I'm really also too excited to see them explore Sokovia Accords, man. I think, are they still intact? Because if that's the case, Ronan was slaying some people, man. That's what I'm really excited about Hawkeye. Not to go off the conversation, but I'm just really excited. Like, what are the ramifications of Hawkeye killing people, and if that's going to tie into the mix, or if there's even an appearance from Hawkeye into the mix, and you have She-Hulk and representing people. I think this show is going to really surprise us with a lot of different cameos with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but definitely I want to see Sam Rockwell come in the mix, and I think he will make an appearance in this show somehow, somewhere.
Sweet.
For sure. I am 9 in this for sure. Again, it's a fitting. It seems logical. So I'm all in for, again, just keep the MCU crossing over with each other. How about you, Elliott?
Yeah, no, this is a night for me. Yeah, this is a 100% night for me. I'm really looking forward to it. It's less than about a month away, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Falcon Winter Soldier has for us.
Yeah, well, full throttle. Jesus.
Do you think people are complaining about Winter Soldier and Falcon not debuting all of its episodes at once?
I think so.
I'm getting a conversation with WandaVision.
Yeah,
it's like, do you guys not remember how to watch TV? I mean, this is typical.
Yeah,
I'm sure it will happen, but again, the intelligent bunch will just sleep on it. We won't care. Because it just makes more sense to release it every week.
Yeah, 100%, man. And also, too, I think Kevin Feige confirmed this was one of the shows, just like Moon Knight and just like Loki, that's going to be like 40 to 50-minute episodes. So I think we're going to get a little bit more meat within the episodes. And I think is it 6 or 7 episodes? Six. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
so,
and I think they said Loki's the same 6 episodes.
Type of format, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I heard Loki was 8, actually.
Oh, well, 8 with an hour format, I think.
Yeah.
Because and I like that. Because WandaVision doesn't... I actually still think the last 2 episodes are going to be an hour. I don't think they're... Because if you notice, each episode's getting...
A little bit
longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though if it's like 10 minutes of credits, I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, but lots of Easter eggs on those credits. But Zach, how about you before we move on to our penultimate topic?
I'm excited. I love Don Cheadle.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And I always think of the Avengers Age of Ultron, the drinking scene when they're all going, and he goes, and I said, "Boom!"
Looking for this? Maybe that's his cameo on this show. He shows up.
Boom!
And
You looking
drops
for this?
a joke. Becomes a meme.
Dude, he's great. He's great, and he's gonna be the villain of Space Jam too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's the villain.
I'm more excited now for that movie, and I already was. All right, going to our penultimate topic. Woo! Zack Snyder's Justice League is gonna be rated R. It turns out the rumors were true. It has officially been rated R for violence and some language, according to FilmRatings.com. Zach, you and I
know why it's rated R, man.
You and I have spent a lot of the past 47 shows discussing the possibility and even if it would be a good thing or not for it to be rated R. So what are your thoughts on this now that it's official?
I'm telling you right now, Ben Affleck, he's going to stub his toe and go, fuck, 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 fuck. Like, come on. Honestly, you know where the F word's going to be. You know where it's going to be in the Nightmareverse. Like that whole sequence, it's going to be in there. It sucks. God, I wish it didn't get leaked about that whole sequence because now I know like stuff in there, so I'm not gonna say it, but I am so excited for this movie. Like I am like planning that if they aren't doing early screeners, I'm gonna literally wake up at midnight and watch 4 hours of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm so excited out of my mind for this film.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Elliott? What are your thoughts on this officially being rated R?
Yeah, man. Hey, man. I'm a big advocate of Zack Snyder's versions of his director's cuts, whether it be Watchmen, whether it be BVS, and now Justice League, man. And I think the rated R is an appropriate rating for this film because I think Darkseid is going to be, his beams are going to be slashing through some different, that scene that we're going to get with the history lesson. I think he's going to get really brutal, really bloody, and I can't wait to see that. And as far as like F-bombs, it'd be funny if we get an F-bomb from Wonder Woman or something like that. But I'm really looking forward to it, man. The blood, the violence, the intense nature of what's going to be going on, this kind of world-ending event that's going on with Darkseid coming to Earth, and obviously more of Steppenwolf. And I'm excited, man. It's just like Zach said, man. I am beyond excited to see what the Snyder version of this film is going to be, and I will be staying up as well, Zach, to be watching this film. All 4 hours, the glory of Zack Snyder coming back, man. It's exciting, man, and I can't wait.
All right, I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder. We're here, Elliott. We're big fans of Man of Steel specifically. We call it Masterpiece of Steel. Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite Snyder film besides Man of Steel?
Probably Dawn of the Dead, man.
Oh, great.
That's
I think that is, and that's what I'm so excited about. Army of the Dead, him getting back to kind of his roots, his first film that he made, in the horror zombie film. That's really
in May, right? We might get a trailer for that on Friday or
that'll be a nice surprise.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Because that's coming out in May. I think they announced it was May finally.
Mm-hmm. So. I'm excited for this. I don't know if it's needed. Again, I'll only know when I see the movie. But I trust Zack Snyder with R-rated because he's done it before. We've seen it. My only hesitance, again, if it's does the movie need it, and the fact that Birds of Prey shouldn't really have been rated R. Birds of Prey, just opinions on the movie as a whole aside, my opinion,
it didn't need to be rated R.
It didn't need to be rated R. It just felt like they wanted to be edgy for the sake of it. I trust Zack Snyder more with this, but I also feel like it won't affect the movie too much. If the film was going to be great as a PG-13, I still think it's going to be great. If it was going to suck as a PG-13, I still think
I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's going to be like BVS. The Ultimate Edition's rated R.
Rated R,
It's not that prolific.
Exactly.
I think Justice League's going to be the same way. It's going to be like riding that edge because I think Snyder knows deep down that kids are going to want to see this. Not kids, but like
for sure.
The younger people who maybe aren't very invested in this, and there's still rumors this is going to play in theaters. I will, if I can, I'm going to make my way to a theater. I'm going to make my way to a theater to go see this because I'm not. Yeah. 4 hours, I'll sit in there. I sat down 3 hours for The Irishman.
Likewise. And I do have theaters near me, so if they want to open for this, Godzilla vs. Kong, I'll be there, man. No doubt I'll be there. I'm personally going to... So, Elliott, there's a third option, actually, for the topics. And there is, if you don't want to quite night it, but you also don't want to send it to the dungeon, you can send it back for it to come back in the future with more information. So that's going to be my verdict for this one. Not against it, but I can't exactly be all for it yet. So I'm going to send it back in the future. Maybe after I see the movie, I'll night it. How about you, Elliott?
No, man, I'm going to night it because I think, as Zach said, Steppenwolf's going to be much more terrifying and menacing. So I think we're going to actually feel the presence of, someone coming from a New Gods and Apocalypse. So I think we're going to see some violence when it comes to Steppenwolf. But also, just like Zach said with BVS, I think the only blood scene we got was when Batman was in the warehouse scene and one of the guys hit its head on the wall and got a splatter of blood. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's going to be grotesque and things of that nature. But I think we're going to see Steppenwolf slice some people with his sword. So I'm all about violence in regards to just the brutality and the realism of what's going on screen of someone coming from another planet slicing people with swords. I want to feel that impact, so I hope that we get that with Steppenwolf being menacing.
Yeah,
for sure. How about you, Zach?
I'm gonna night it. It's Snyder's version. Let him do whatever he wants. We will most likely never see these characters again in this version. But never say never. You know what? Because they might be like, hey, this is a lot of numbers.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Snyder, you want to make another one? I don't think they will, but there's no way they'll get Ben back. There's no fucking way they'll ever get Ben back. But, I'm excited. I've been saying it, though. If this ends still on a cliffhanger, which she's saying it probably is, just do an animated version of it. Just do an animated version of it. Just I've always said, just like Marvel's doing What If, why can't we have What Ifs of DC? What if Nicolas Cage's Superman was a thing? You just take the script and make it animated. There would still be an audience for that.
And DC kills it, slays it with animation, man. Their animation is so much better than Marvel. So that would be a nice thing to do. Never in Zack Snyder, I'm never going to use never when referring to Zack Snyder. So you never know what can happen with League 2.
I'll never say anything again. The fact that they're bringing Electro back to Spider-Man is still the biggest thing for me.
We are living in the multiverse.
Can we talk about the thing though about Andrew Garfield being in Atlanta because of the food thing? I'm sorry.
Sure.
hilarious, man.
So let me go pull it up. Let's jump to the next topic, and then we'll make that like kind of the last thing. Let me go pull that up.
The next topic should actually have been the third topic. I apologize for that mix-up on my behalf, but this is exciting and probably the biggest news other than our main topic. Ryan Coogler is working on a Wakanda series for Disney Plus and inks an overall 5-year deal with Disney Plus. Bob Iger had this to say: Ryan Coogler is a singular storytelling whose vision and range have made him one of the standout filmmakers of his generation. With Black Panther, Ryan brought a groundbreaking story and iconic characters to life in a real, meaningful, and memorable way, creating a watershed cultural moment. We're thrilled to strengthen our relationship and look forward to telling more great stories with Ryan and his teams. Elliott, talk to us about this. How excited are you? Because I'm assuming we're all excited for this.
Yeah, man. I mean, Ryan Coogler is definitely in that same clout in regards to like a Damien Chazelle, where like 3 films in, I'm like, I'll see anything and everything their names attached to. And the same goes with Damien Chazelle with like a show like last year, his jazz show that I watched just for him being attached to it. So yeah, man, Ryan Coogler, I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a great content creator, a visionary director, and he brought Wakanda to life, man, and that's something that will be always remembering and staying close to me. So knowing that Disney read him up with a 5-year deal, man, is great for him, great for his legacy, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna. We'll obviously talk more about the Wakanda show, but I'm just really happy for Ryan Coogler, man. I think he is deserving of it. I can't wait to see these stories he's going to tell. Can't wait to see the other, Black filmmakers is going to attach to different projects, different shows, and different characters within the MCU and just in general of Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is something, not to jump ahead, but this is a quadruple night for me, man.
Yeah.
I am beyond excited for this. And again, we can talk more about the Wakanda show and kind of thoughts and theories on that. But man, this is exciting news and good thing for Marvel, man. First day of February, Black History Month, they dropped this news. Some great marketing by the marketing department there, man. So I'm really excited for this news, man.
For sure. How about you, Zach?
I love it, dude. The Wakanda series, holy shit. I don't know exactly what they'll do, but there's so much they could do. I'm just happy Coogler is involved. I'm happy Coogler is staying within the house of Disney. And honestly, I wonder if they looked at, like, because he produced Judas and the Black Messiah. I didn't know that, so I had to watch the film. And I'm like, I wonder if Disney was like, shit, we need to lock this guy down to a deal. Because maybe he does stuff with Searchlight now. Maybe his next big film is from Searchlight. I honestly, like, after Black Panther 2, I really hope he does a film like Fruitvale Station. That's what, or like something unique, not unique, but more like an original story, or like a biopic like Fruitvale Station is, because but he can do anything. I'll literally be there first day for him. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be Sesame Street takes on the Wakandans, takes on Kermit the Frog, and I would be there.
I feel basically the same way as you guys do. I'm super excited. This is huge. 5 years. This is not like him working on one show or a show with 5 seasons. This is huge. This is going to be Ryan and his whole team. And look at the doors this opened for more Black creators and more stories to come into Disney and tell these stories in Wakanda, which is just a rich tapestry for them to tell stories with, whether it be on television, and I'm sure if it goes well, then they, quote unquote, are elevated to movies. So this is just phenomenal, fantastic, inspiring news. I cannot wait to see what they do with this. This is going to put some eyes on Disney Plus, and rightfully so, because the Marvel Universe is just going to grow. This little small thing on TV, it's going to grow so big real fast.
As much shit as people give Disney for that Premier Access stuff, they are still killing it. And HBO Max is still not hitting the numbers they want them to hit. And I was going through, how they like released, we're doing good. Some of those numbers are just people who have HBO still that haven't converted. I didn't know that until you started looking in. So their numbers aren't as great as they say they are. Yes, given a majority of the people who owned HBO Max did watch Wonder Woman, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, that's not going to be the same thing with Tom and Jerry. I would love to know the little things. I'd love to know the
numbers on that.
I'd love to know that.
Well, one of the problems I see with the HBO not hitting those numbers, it's just because they only exist in the States right now. They don't exist anywhere else. And
You are right on that, Ren. But
Right.
still, Disney had a higher number than them.
yeah,
Even
for sure,
before they were worldwide.
Yeah.
You know, so
which they still aren't. There are lots of territories that still don't have
yes,
Disney Plus.
and they're still pushing for them. So, and I know
Yeah.
a lot of it's deals and stuff, but Disney feels more adamant to getting it out to everywhere. Where like HBO Max and Warner Brothers are like, maybe we'll get that out there, maybe one day. Like, there's no like where Disney I think has like a schedule like the 2022 July or summer. It is coming to this country. This you know, they are smart in the way that they are pushing it out.
Yeah, I'm with you. Before we move on, like Elliott, do you have some ideas, maybe some hope, something you'd like to see from this 5-year deal? That again, for sure, it's not just one show that they're going to do.
Yeah.
What do you think they can expand into with this?
Well, I mean, sticking within the kind of the Black Panther spinoffs and different things of that nature, you know, M'Baku, and exploring his tribe. A show just literally just giving us the politics of Wakanda, because like you guys have said, there is literally sources. There's the Wakanda Bible that explores the different tribes and the police force of the Wakanda and the lore of the Wakanda and how vibranium was created. And they literally use vibranium from everything. So just like a cop kind of, you know, a CSI show of like people selling vibranium on the streets. And we know how, you know, arm dealing and things of that nature. So I think you could explore, and that doesn't even have to be an action show. That's just literally be a drama about the politics of Wakanda. And then the Dora Milaje, that show, spy series, them hearing about
what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
dude.
love to follow
Koye.
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 I'd love to follow her. Even dude, start her young, like teenager,
Up the
how
ranks.
she got her way. Yes,
Yeah,
I
man.
would love that.
Dude, you can't even like this a spy show dealing with them. And also too, what I think, which I'm hoping is a Black Panther 2-3 type of situation, or even, you know, with Namor being in the mix and Doctor Doom, I'm thinking that they send some spies over to, was it Liberia is his kind of country? They hear
still
about
holding it out that they're both the villains of the
Black Panther 2. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. I think they're gonna, obviously Black Panther 2 is gonna come out before the show, but I think they can plant the seeds of like exploring this warlord that wants to take over Wakanda. Because that's the thing about Wakanda, man. They're always under attack in the comics. So Doom Wars get something in the mix there.
It's so funny because I didn't read a lot of Black Panther growing up. I always loved the character when he showed up in teams.
Yeah.
But when that trailer debuted for Black Panther, I didn't know how sci-fi it is.
Yeah, dude.
And then I jumped back to those comics and I'm like, oh my God, this shit's like, this is my stuff. Like, I love, and you know, Black Panther's become one of my favorite superheroes of all time now. And the movie's top 5 Marvel films for me. I think it's my number 3. I love that film. Like, the vibe that Ryan Coogler brought, that is one of my favorite theater experiences. I remember when I got to see it in a press screening and just being sucked into that world. You know, when they fly the ship in and the music starts, that's still one of my favorite scores. Ludwig, man, fucking awesome. I fucking love Black Panther, man. It's just so great. I can't wait for 2. It still kills me, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with 2. I really just I'm curious, Elliott. How do you feel on the whole recasting or not? Do you feel like they should have? Because I know Ren's more of a, we get why they didn't, but I think that character is so big. It's tough to imagine not having T'Challa in the world at all.
I think what Kevin Feige said was very intentional regarding we're not going to recast him for Black Panther 2. So I think by the time we get to a Black Panther 3, I think, and not that, you know, time heals wounds, we're always going to remember Chadwick Boseman, the legacy that he brought to T'Challa. But I think, like you just said, Zach, that character, and I think Chadwick Boseman would say this as well, that character is just so big. It's not, and this is no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman, but the character is just as big as the actor that's playing the character. It's a mantle type of thing, especially in the lore of Black Panther. T'Challa, his parents, you know, the legacy of passing on the Black Panther. So I think eventually by a Black Panther 3, they're going to probably recast the role to have another T'Challa come into the mix. And again, that's no disrespect to Shuri, M'Baku, Killmonger getting back in the mix, or even the fact that they're going to bring in, you know, there's a storyline where he has a kid, you know, he has a brother in Wakanda that takes on the throne. So, I mean, there's obviously different ways they can play with, you know, who's going to be on the throne, who was on the throne the 5 years between Infinity War and Endgame is really what to be excited in regards to who was, you know, ruler of Wakanda.
I wonder if it was Angela Bassett.
It's the Queen of Wakanda, which Angela Bassett, man, I'm a big fan of hers growing up with
also,
her.
M'Baku didn't snap. He didn't go away, did he? No, he didn't. So it could have been him.
Yeah.
But there is interesting aspects that you say in there. And that is an interesting thing to think of. Well, maybe he does come back in the third film, you know?
Yeah.
Because like for me, Chadwick will always forever live in that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like that character, like my friend put it this way, like Black Panther literally like, because he's a part of this organization that got to take a bunch of like, you know, I don't remember what the organization's called, but they pretty much got to take so many of these kids who look up to Black Panther and get to see themselves on the screen. And he goes, it sucks because, yeah, you know, you could have Shuri, you could have M'Baku still play that role, but like there's something about T'Challa himself that is so important. And he goes, I'm in the mix that like if they recast, and I thought he would be the one that's like, do not recast it. But he told me, he goes, if they recast it, it'd be hard.
Yeah.
But if you get a really good actor, who's gonna take it on and bring it in, you know, I'd be down for it. I'm just I need to see this film to see how they're gonna handle it. I really do, because it might open up and I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm at a loss for words for what they say with T'Challa.
Yeah, man. I mean, and again, there's presidents in the comment that T'Challa goes on missions, man. He does this thing that doesn't always tie into what's going on in Wakanda. So I don't know if that's like a scapegoat, or like he's doing an off mission, or I don't think they're going to address that. You know, he died off screen and whatnot. So I think they're just going to simply say that he's just off dealing with some other stuff, which could lead to Namor.
The way I've always thought of it is it actually opens up with a funeral, and old Captain America is there.
Going to be there to pay his respects.
Yeah. I assumed so too, but because I actually defended that they should recast, even though I understand why they're choosing not to. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But what you brought up just now, Elliott, I hadn't thought about it, but it could be it. It could happen. T'Challa just not being in this one movie and then coming back for Black Panther 3.
There's also comics of people coming back to life in Black Panther, the voodoo stuff and all the magic and whatnot, which that was actually the storyline I was thinking they were going to do for the third one, was kill off, is it Nala? Is that his girl?
Nakia.
Nala's Lion King. Kill Nakia and then bring Nakia and Killmonger back in the third film with the voodoo stuff and have them two be the main central villains, and he's remarried to Storm or something like that.
Yeah.
Brings a whole different element, because I always thought Storm's going to show up in Black Panther. I mean, that's eventually the throw in the thing. Yeah. But I think as it starts getting about, when we get to the main topic, I got a big theory for our main topic. So
I think you and I are the same.
Screen real fast.
Yeah. That's what I was just going to say. But before we move on, I'm assuming, gentlemen, we're all uniting this 5-year deal with Ryan Coogler.
Yeah. Ryan Coogler is one of the best creative minds working right now.
100%.
For sure. All right, let's go into the Andrew Garfield thing. You want to tell us about it, Zach?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield might be filming Spider-Man 3 in Atlanta, while that it might have been leaked from a DoorDash employee. So this man ordered DoorDash from this man, and apparently he was rude. And, you know, it's just funny. This guy, no matter what he said, the thing that's super funny to me, Ren, it got leaked from DoorDash.
Yeah.
This guy,
what a world.
This guy works in Atlanta. He's confirmed that he works in Atlanta. And someone actually asked him, they're like, oh, like, do you know? He goes, I don't know anything about Spider-Man 3. Like, so it's just, can you imagine? Like, you know, if this is true, Kevin Feige goes, Jesus Christ.
He must be doing that every day.
Well, especially with Tony.
Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Dude, I could imagine getting those phone calls or reading emails being like, God damn it.
I would need one of those like bodies, like the mannequin that you just punch every day. I bet Kevin Feige has one of those in his room.
I gotta ask you guys, do you think they're frustrated with how much has actually come out of here? I think they are.
From Spider-Man 3 news.
Yeah, I think they're really disappointed with how much has come out.
Which is so crazy to me, dude, because of the whole, like, how they handled Infinity War and Endgame. Everything was kept under lock. There was a couple things that was leaked, especially when Infinity War came out and people were leaking the symbol, all that stuff, spoilers. But Endgame was lock and key, man. I don't know. Again, I know this is a Sony production, so I don't know if they're like security is the same and all that.
Didn't happen till the week before.
Exactly.
I don't remember if you remember that. Like, I got spoiled the week before because I saw a picture of all them lined up with the portals behind them, and I was like, I literally went, "Are you? Who's the?" And that's because theaters started getting the film to test them, and some guy took a picture.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, and that's my thing with this. I mean, it is leak after leak, rumor after rumor. It sucks because a majority of this, it's not gonna be big.
Right.
The Charlie Cox stuff. Yeah, I'm so excited Daredevil's gonna be in it, but he's gonna be in it for less than 5 minutes.
Right.
And that's what sucks, because maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's not, but it's stuff like this that I'm like, I don't want to know anything. But it's like, in our business, it's not like these are spoiler. I mean, they can be, I guess, in a sense, spoiler leaks,
right?
But they're not, because we don't know their purpose. We just know they're in the movie. Like, I'm telling you right now, I think every Spider-Man villain that has ever appeared in a film is in this movie. I think Sandman, I think Goblin, I think Doc Ock, Electro. Not Lizard. We're not doing that one.
Getting Venom in the mix. Topher Grace coming back.
No, not Topher. Yeah. I'm still calling it. I told Ren, I think Tom Hardy's Venom's in Garfield's world.
Yeah.
Yeah, aesthetically kind of fits that world, yeah.
I'm actually not that shocked that we know so much when you think about it. Because the way the world is right now, so many things are closed. We're living in many places are living lockdown. So everyone will notice if there is movement somewhere. Like it's the savannah, it's the wildlife, and there was movement there, and people just pay attention to it, unfortunately.
But it's people also on set, probably bored. I mean, to be honest, they're all locked down to those sets and those areas, and they tell one person, and then that person tells another person, and that's the thing. I'll be honest. I guarantee Endgame wise, if I really wanted to know anything about Endgame, I probably could have dug in and looked. I really could have.
Yeah. And I also think, like, I'm sure they're quarantining in hotels, as you should, and those hotels automatically don't allow just anyone in. It's got to be the hotel for the production, where the actors, the crew, and everyone's got a quarantine set. So people will notice. If they notice, like, John Watts there, they'll also see eventually Tobey Maguire getting out.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our final topic, the biggie of the week, gentlemen. WandaVision will have its own Luke Skywalker coming in through, spoilers for The Mandalorian, by the way, Luke Skywalker coming in through the door moment. In a recent interview with TV Line, when asked if WandaVision would also have its own Luke Skywalker moment, lead star Elizabeth Olsen quickly said yes, revealing that she's really excited for fans to see it soon. Understandably, she can't say much more, but Elliott, give us your thoughts, and who do you think it might be?
Yeah, man. So I wanted to do some little research on it, man, because I always, when I see headlines like that, I was like wondering, did the actor say that? Did they pose the question? Was it the interviewer? So the person that interviewed Elizabeth Olsen, they were the one that compared it to Luke Skywalker. It wasn't Elizabeth, because I was like, why would she compare that to, like, context wise? Like, Luke Skywalker appearing in Mandalorian means so much more than just like a Marvel. And I love being Marvel, but there's no characters in the MCU that's like nowhere near Luke Skywalker and the history of that character and what it meant for them to come into that scene. So it was an interviewer, and she just said, it's a Luke Skywalker moment, which I don't know if Elizabeth Olsen knows the context of what that meant for the Mandalorian, but neither here nor there. In regards to that comment, I think it's one of those headlines that are pushing out more media than what it should. I think there will be a big cameo, as Paul Bettany has alluded to, that he was happy to work with this actor. And I think there actually might be two different things going on in regards to who Paul Bettany was referring to versus who Elizabeth Olsen's talking about.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah,
I think there are multiple things in here. So going off that, I do not think this is Doctor Strange anymore. I think Doctor Strange still shows up in here, but here's the thing. They've been on the set with Doctor Strange before. So it's not Doctor Strange.
And it wouldn't even be that big, because yes, it would be really freaking cool to see Doctor Strange, but
Yeah.
it fits. Where if it
Yep.
happens, like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yep. So let me tell you, I think it's Michael Fassbender.
As Magneto.
Yep. I would have said Ian McKellen, but that's the thing. I just think they are, if they're gonna do the stuff with Spider-Man, you know what I mean? From what we've heard, if Alfred Molina is the Doc Ock for this universe too, and all that stuff, if that's what we're going with the multiverse, if you're gonna bring in Magneto, as much as I've wanted Giancarlo Esposito to play Magneto in this world or Professor X, I mean, what's a bigger cameo than the freaking Michael Fassbender? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's mine. The other one is I still 100% believe Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver in this. I still 100% believe that.
I disagree. There's a comment right now in the chat that we'll bring up since we're talking about it. I think Evan Peters is playing Speed.
Oh, no way. I don't
like an older, accelerated version of him.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, we talked about on your show.
The only thing with that was just like he's so much older. Does that eliminate the fact that he's going to be in the Young Avengers? Are you going to have like a teenage version of him, or is he going to be the Speed of the MCU moving forward?
I think we'll see an older version of it, like when things in Wanda herself really start to go nuts. Mm-hmm. But then again, it's just a cameo, a one-time thing, maybe a vision of how things could go so very wrong.
Right.
But yeah, I think he is Speed, because in a fell swoop, you not only introduce a new character and you can use Evan Peters as that character in the future if you want to, but also it's a quick little nod to the fact that he is Quicksilver in another universe.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I still think he's Quicksilver. But let me tell you, if Aaron Taylor Johnson shows up, I'll fucking scream. I love Taylor Johnson so much.
He's going to be much more bulkier than last time you saw him if he filmed him when he was shooting Tenet, because he was huge in that film, man. The tank.
For sure.
The first Kick-Ass.
To where he's at now.
Big. Like, those actors, dude, that... This guy should get more work. After Nocturnal Animals, I just sat there. Have you seen it, Elliott? Have you seen Nocturnal Animals?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why he wasn't nominated for an Oscar. The fact that what's his face? Michael got nominated. Maybe his name is not Michael. What's the guy's name? The other guy got nominated. Jesus.
Oh, Christ. Michael Shannon.
Yeah, Michael Shannon got nominated, but I was like, come on, best performance.
Yeah, he was very menacing.
Yeah, I think it's Fassbender.
That would be a very cool because he's, to be honest with you, no disrespect to Ian, but like Michael Fassbender, to me, Magneto in First Class, his journey of killing those Nazis and all that stuff, dude. I want that movie. I want that movie tomorrow with Matthew Vaughn directing that.
To be fair with you guys, also could be James McAvoy.
Yeah, I think, and that's where I was going to go. I think Professor X, it would make sense not controlling Wanda, but whether it be Dark Phoenix or Wanda in this case, and going into the comics of House of M, and not to spoil House of M, but it wasn't Magneto that was manipulating Wanda that whole time. It was actually Quicksilver. So I mean, having a Professor X cameo would make sense that he's trying to get her to not jump off the ledge.
I'm with you, Elliott. I'm with you, but I do not think it's James McAvoy, but rather Patrick Stewart. I think Professor X, the character, is more likely only because, look, this is a show about Wanda's grief, so this is a road to a breakdown. She's going to open up the multiverse, so I do think it's a one-time thing.
Villain in Doctor Strange. I've seen that theory thrown around. You do?
Yes. I'm more and more sure of that as the episodes go on.
You think it's just her as the villain?
No.
Because I still think it's Mephisto. I still think Mephisto or Nightmare or something is going to be the main villain. What about and then me and Griffin Schiller were talking about this. What about Baron Mordo?
I was just about to say that, dude. Chiwetel Ejiofor is the dark horse of Doctor Strange 2. Like, he might be, and not like the big bad, but he is still someone to keep an eye out for, man. And I think he's going to play that. That might be the cameo.
that was the one thing I was wondering on was how are they doing that? You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I think Mephisto is behind it. Wanda's going to be the villain, but she's out of control. Doctor Strange wants to save her, but Mordo doesn't like magicians, so he will want to kill Wanda. He'll just want to destroy her. So
to be honest with you guys, could she die in multiverse?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't want. I think this is like the spin, like her. This she's like revamped this character. I think she loves the character more so than she did, and not that she didn't love what Age of Ultron and Civil War, but I think she's like so embedded in this character now that she wants. They should only makes sense that they will continue to have her on and X-Men obviously and mutants like that.
The other thing I want to throw into is Doctor Strange is filming right now,
right,
and we haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Where Spider-Man, we hear fucking
left and right. Yeah.
I wonder if there's some big characters in there that they do not want us to know about. And
you want me to go check? You want me to go check? Because they're shooting here in London.
Shooting there. Hey, get on set, Ren. Let's get that exclusive.
Part of me
is not that far away, guys, from where I live.
Part of me actually thinks Spider-Man's in that film too, because Tom Holland has more MCU film. That or Spider-Verse film that ties into everything. I still think it's probably just Spider-Verse.
I think it's Doctor Strange because Kevin Feige keeps saying these three movies are all connected. They're all one big story.
Honestly, who says Toby and Garfield aren't on for that too? Who says multiverse is not this giant and just thing?
Yeah,
Avengers level type of movie. Yeah,
Professor X or Magneto's in it. Who says they're not fucking in that movie?
Yeah.
And also too,
I don't know what the fuck Fassbender, Stewart, what are they doing right now? Nothing.
Fassbender, man, he gets his agent. I hope he's fired his agent because he's gotten some roles these last couple years, Snowman and all that stupid stuff.
Oh yeah,
Assassin. Yeah. I was going to say, going back to that Patrick Stewart comment, I think Patrick Stewart even said a couple years ago that he's been talking to Kevin Feige for a while, and that there's some evidence there. And I read some article too, which would be a really interesting theory or kind of cameo regarding Lawrence Fishburne, who mentioned that he's going to be coming back in the mix with Marvel at some point. And someone had mentioned that what if he's the one in Protective Services and him, there's a line in Ant-Man and the Wasp 2 where he was talking about parallel universes and him being in Westview and obviously his relationship with Ghost and manipulating all that stuff. So, Lawrence Fishburne in the mix, which would be another Ant-Man cameo like we got with Agent Wu. So many possibilities, man. So many possibilities.
It makes me want to go watch the interview with him as Kim Jong because he played that role to such perfection. But no, man, I think we're hitting it. Now I have a question. I don't think we see this till second to last episode or last episode. And also, you guys think Vision's dead after this, right? This is it for his character.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get, and we actually talked about it last week on a Wanda show I host, where Wonder Man is gonna get into the mix, and Wonder Man in the comics actually was like an alternate version, not alternate, but they took his mind.
They took his mind and soul and put it into Vision.
Vision. And I think we're gonna get another version of Vision, and maybe it's a West Coast version of Vision. So I think we're gonna get him. Paul Bettany playing the role. Is that?
Yeah.
I think just like Elizabeth, man, he has a new love for the character, new appreciation for the character. So why not have another version of Vision out there? And again, another thing too. I still think Ultron is somehow, some way making its way into the mix.
Yes, please. I just want to say before we move on and go for the questions, I think Xavier is a much more likely possibility rather than Magneto, because I think what they'll need as Wanda starts to get crazy and out of control, they will need a solution, and they will need a solution from out in the multiverse. So as she opens the multiverse, imagine Wanda going crazy, all these things happening, crazy visuals, and then suddenly a wheelchair rolls in. I think I can be of some help.
And to play on that spin, Ren.
Ending that ball drops like it's Doctor Strange in them, and then rolls in. I can be here, dude.
Exactly. That would be too easy. Go ahead, Elliott.
How loud would you guys scream?
So much.
Bro, I would lose my mind. I've had aneurysm.
Yeah, we're always three people watching because we're three people living in this house, so we're always three people watching WandaVision. If that happens, oh my god.
Dude, when the Skywalker thing happened, it was 1 a.m. here. Everyone in my house is sleeping. And everyone woke up because I literally, I wish I would have filmed my reaction. I really wish I would have. But I literally jumped up and went, "It's fucking Luke fucking Skywalker, everyone! It's fucking Luke!" And everyone woke up and they're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. But Luke Skywalker just showed up in The Mandalorian."
It was insane, man. I was going to say, just kind of playing off what you were saying, Ren, with Professor X, man, just kind of a wild throw at the wall, see if it lands theory. There's still that idea that I don't think Wanda's parents and Pedro's parents were the parents that like she was born from. I think that and Professor X, he's done some wild things. What if it is that he took Wanda from another parallel universe, brought her into the MCU, and again, going back to what you were just saying, controlling the situation, making amends to what he did in the past, and he has connections, and that would explain again X-Men and Magneto being her dad and kind of mix it into the mix. That would be insane.
Do a good thing there. What if there's no Scarlet Witch in the universe we know?
Yeah, right. there wasn't supposed to be, at least.
So
that's the most insane but most awesome theory I've heard, Elliott. That because it's when it comes to explaining how the X-Men would come, quote unquote, into the MCU, that actually makes things quite simple at the end of the day. So I'm with you. I'm gonna grab onto that.
I don't like. I've talked about Deadpool is not going to be in the MCU.
Yeah.
It's just going to come from his world, and he'll be able to acknowledge that he did. I still, hearing that Wolverine was going to be the frickin' him and Deadpool just kills me.
Movie.
Yeah.
I still believe Hugh Jackman shows up, though. I'm telling you right now, do not be shocked if Hugh Jackman is somewhat the Wolverine for this universe.
I will be shocked, though.
Hey, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse could just show up.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our live questions. But before we do, Zach, what's the verdict on the Luke Skywalker moment for WandaVision?
I think we're hyping ourselves too much. It's gonna end up.
We're just gonna be messaging each other whenever it happens. I was wrong or I was right. How about you, Elliott?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna here's another little theory. It's literally Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is coming to WandaVision as Luke. Mark Hamill's in the role, and it's just gonna blow our minds. Sign me up, man. I can't wait to see who this big character is.
For sure.
Do you guys think we're hyping it out of proportion?
No, it's Marvel. Never count it out.
Yeah, they're smart, man. They know what sells headlines, man. They know what gets people excited, man.
I'm nodding it as well, and I'm betting right now it's going to be Martin Scorsese himself. As himself.
Boom.
Hey, Ren, I'll be right back. I gotta go do something for my mom.
Go ahead.
Martin Scorsese, that's funny.
Before we move on to the questions, just want to thank Q Reviews for the donation. Thank you so much. That's the biggest donation we've ever gotten on the show. So truly, thank you. All right, let's go to our live questions. What do we got? Some thoughts about the topics we covered. One, it's literally the first, but more fun, which is somewhat accurate. I agree. Great, cool, odd, really odd. Can't wait. All right, thank you so much. This is a sad topic. I'm choosing to address it because I've been through it last year. Unfortunately, time, my friend. It's just time. Elliott, I'm not sure if you want to comment on this or if you haven't been through it, but if you have any words.
I haven't had a passing like this. I have a dog right now that's sitting there just wilding out, but I can only imagine, man, how that feels. And thoughts and prayers go to you, man. And like Ren said, it takes time, but also just acknowledging the good times and the memories and the great moments you had with your dog, man. And like you said, time heals wounds, man. But again, sorry for your loss.
Yeah, for sure. Also, thoughts on the Golden Globes nominations. It's a big-sized oof for me. It is every year.
Every year, it's a big moment.
I'm gonna let you guys take the buck of this question. For me, the Golden Globes really do not matter. I watch the ceremony because it's hilarious. I like seeing celebrities not give a crap throughout the whole night and getting progressively drunker. That's
do that this year. It should be virtual.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if this fucking thing is not virtual, that is bullshit. That is absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now. I don't care if they're spaced fucking 6 feet apart. It's literally gonna be stupid. I thought the Emmys did it the perfect way. I mean, do it that way. The Globe nominations, though. Awesome that they nominated 3 women directors. Fucking awesome. Promising Young Woman got way more nominations than I ever thought it would have. And thankfully it did. But where the hell is the Five Bloods? Where is Delroy Lindo? Where is Spike Lee's director nomination?
Yeah.
And honestly, where's the Best Picture nomination? And let me just say this.
Best Picture drama, not musical or comedy. Can you imagine if they nominated Five Bloods for musical or comedy?
I wouldn't have been shocked. Because you know what they did nominate? Fucking Minari. Minari. An American-made film. They put it to the foreign category.
That's the most hilarious part. They mentioned a Best Picture foreign, Minari, USA. Like, don't you see how...
Just dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb. It's literally the stupidest thing I've probably ever seen, I think, ever happened there.
Yeah.
And you know what sucks? Because another round should be winning that, but it's not. Minari's going to end up winning it.
Yeah.
Elliott, some of your thoughts on the Globes?
Hey man, Zach kind of summed it up perfectly, man. They're not to be disrespectful, but yeah, they're jokes to me, man. I don't really take the Golden Globes with too much, seriousness, and it's more so like the Oscars, and when I really get serious about like award season and the Emmys and stuff like that for TV. But yeah, the stuff yesterday was just like, like you guys said, it happens every year, so it's not too shocking, but at the same time, it's like what's going on?
Right? Zach nominations are today, right?
I think it should, or the next couple of days, yeah.
Which that's gonna be our more
getting
nominated, not
right.
Who's the one actor that, like, if you could nominate one actor in each of the categories, who is it? Like, for sure they're guaranteed to get in.
Like, as actress, you and I have talked about this before, but to me, it's a 3-person race for Vanessa Kirby, Carey Mulligan, and Zendaya in Malcolm and Marie. The best actor race, I
love Chadwick. I think he's so good.
Yeah, I hope he gets in, but honestly, I gotta go with Anthony Hopkins. I don't think there's a way he doesn't get in for The Father, because he's just that good.
I'm gonna tell you right now. When it comes to the Oscars, if he does not get nominated, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if the father gets blundered. Same thing with Promising Young Woman, because being in like a critic society, those are the 2 films that I'm going to tell you right now. My critic society probably won't vote for.
Really?
And you know why? Because they're not pushing it that hard. They're not pushing that hard. Yeah, I could be wrong. But that is just something that I've very much noticed every year, and that this is what I've noticed for every critics. They are not pushing The Father that hard. Where like The Five Bloods, Mank, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, even Cherry, for God's sake. You know what film I've gotten probably the most about? Antebellum. They are pushing.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not joking. I get like an email a day saying, make sure to vote for Antebellum.
I don't think so, Chief.
But I just won't be shocked. I really hope I'm wrong, though, because I don't want it to be a Nightcrawler situation. I really don't. But I'm very worried. Same thing with Malcolm and Marie. I'm getting to the point where I don't think that gets a nomination if they don't start pushing it heavier.
They're probably waiting for it to come out tomorrow.
Yeah,
that could be.
I hope to God they are. I really hope they are.
Where are some of you think are lock-ons, Elliott, for nominations?
For male and female, or
yeah, both.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you with the 4 women, and also I would throw in Viola Davis too from Ma Rainey. She was fantastic as Ma. As far as leading man, man, that's I haven't. So I've yet to see. I've had the screener for The Father for a while. Just haven't like mustered up the time to sit down and watch it. So I can't speak on Anthony.
It's a tough.
He's dealing with
it's
memory, right?
dementia, but it's all from his perspective, which is it's the thing that elevated the movie for me.
Definitely. No, I got to check it out, man. But I mean, I know it'll probably be supporting, but Daniel Kaluuya to me is a lot for his portrayal of Fred Hampton. He's incredible.
He does not win. I'm seriously saying that if he does not fucking win,
yeah. I mean, you guys mentioned the Five Bloods with Chadwick as well as supporting, and Delroy. I think he should get that, definitely that nomination. So yeah, it's a tough one, man. It's going to be a pretty interesting year, and I'm excited to see what those nominations are.
I think Jonathan Majors deserves the nomination for Best Supporting Actor
over
Chadwick. I think Chadwick's but Majors was my favorite supporting actor in there. But even Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, what's his face? Deserves
Coleman Domingo. Domingo is really good.
He was fantastic.
He is so good in that movie.
Yeah.
So good in that movie.
Fun fact, Domingo is how you say Sunday in Portuguese. Just want to throw that out there.
Nice.
Do you think Killmonger will come back in the next Black Panther or the Wakanda series?
Yes.
Hopefully not the Black Panther movie. The Wakanda series, I think they can work with that. Like if they do open those doors to the world of the dead and explore that part of the mythos of Wakanda, I think it could be a nice addition to that. But I don't actually want, like, I love the character and I love Michael B. Jordan, but I don't want to see him like back full throttle to be constantly in the movies. How about you, Elliott?
Actually, I think he will be making an appearance in Black Panther 2. I think just from like you just talking about the mythos and the social plane. Whoever is the next Black Panther, they have to talk to the person that succeeded them, and we all know that Killmonger was indeed the Black Panther. So I think that we will see some scene involving whoever takes up the mantle. We'll have a conversation with Killmonger if he's not brought back into the mix from death. But as far as the TV show, I mean, going back to just a series conversation, I would love a Michael B. Jordan Killmonger exploring his backstory and kind of his rankings of taking out all the people he did and all the time that he did off the growing up in Oakland. So, but yeah, I think he's going to be coming back, and I think Michael B. Jordan's even said so much so in the last few weeks that he would love to come back. And this is a family they've created, and we know that him and Ryan Coogler have that chemistry.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. And I would welcome him, man. I would totally welcome him.
Actually coming out the nominations.
Oh, for the SAGs.
So as we kind of do the questions, I'll kind of start mentioning them. The SAG nominees for Best Stunt Ensemble 2020 are The Five Bloods, Mulan, News of the World, Wonder Woman 1984, and what do you guys think the next one is?
I mean, my mind's still blown of a couple you just said.
One Night in Miami, please.
No, it's The Trial of Chicago 7.
Yeah, okay. I blanked on that for a second, but yeah. Makes sense. Ryan O'Toole is here. Hey, Elliott, Zack, and Ren. I'm on break from work. Thank you for being here, Ryan. Joe Fletcher. Did you want Will Smith to come back as Deadshot in this movie? I mean, either way, it's fine for me. I'm indifferent. How about you?
Did I want him? I mean, I love Will Smith. Growing up with Will Smith, he's one of my favorites. I mean, of course, I would love to see him in anything, but I don't necessarily think it would have made or break the film if I don't think he's going to be in the movie, but
How about you, Zack?
He's best part about the first one.
For sure.
Did y'all get cherry screeners yet? No, don't know if I'll get it, but I'm in contact with the right authorities. Zach, did you get screeners for this?
I should be getting it today.
Oh, Elliott,
I vote like this is the last film I need to see. Okay. Right now, if I like it a lot, and I already think I'm gonna like Cherry. Like, honestly, like everything I've heard, every single person I know that's seen it, it's up my alley. The damn film's up my alley. So,
all right. How about you, Elliott?
No, not. I'm actually checking now as we speak, but I don't think last time I checked, I don't think I had it. So,
alrighty. Ricardo Solavisa, do you think Wanda is controlling Vision's dead body like a voodoo doll? Fun fact: episode 4 ends with the music "Voodoo Child" by Jimi Hendrix. I don't think so. I don't think the body is actually there. I think we'll see the body, but it's not actually like in Westfield.
I think.
How about you, Zach? You think it is?
Yeah. Because Paul Bettany had an interview and he slipped up.
Oh.
He said, someone asked him, where's Vision's body? He goes, "Oh, well, you'll find out," or something of that nature. But then he stuttered and he goes, "Or maybe you won't." Like he stuttered. Like Kevin Feige was in the corner. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
The snipers were already pointing at him.
Say stuff that they're not supposed to, and then like that one interview where Mark Ruffalo was like, "Yeah," and they all die.
Don Cheadle, dude.
And we were like, took it as a joke, but it really was.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair to Mark Ruffalo, half of them died, not all of them.
Yeah.
Elliott, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, man, I think that whole idea of them scrapping the post-credit scene of Endgame of Wanda getting the body of Vision, I think they're going to kind of incorporate that into the show, and I think that's why they probably held off on not putting it in an Endgame. So I think, yeah, his body is somehow in the mix somewhere in the facility of, literally a facility maybe of a Hydra or a name, morgue, and that she's somehow brought him back. So I think, yeah, we're going to see Vision's body make some way, and especially too with the trailer they show when Vision's trying to get out of Westview, I think, and his body's pulling him back in. I think his body is still attached to Westview, and that's why he can't leave Westview.
That could be true.
Real fast with the SAG stuff. I just noticed, why the hell didn't Tenet get in and Trial did for stunt?
Stunts.
Why did Trial get in and Tenet didn't? That's what I was saying. Yeah, Trial of Chicago 7 got in for stunts.
Like, there's 2 scenes for stunts, but sure. Yeah, I don't know. Thoughts on the new look of Jared Leto Joker in the Snyder Cut? Was it just me that thought they were trying to make him look like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker? Because the first shot, the first picture they revealed was the card in focus, and then he was out of focus, and I thought, is that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker? Elliott, what do you think?
No, I think I'm really looking forward to seeing Zack Snyder's version of Joker, because I know he's much more of a Batman fan than anything. So I think he's going to do the character justice. And yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be some comparison just with maybe like the hair length and all that stuff. But I think, as he said, this is a weary Joker. This is a veteran on the road Joker, and it's going to have a drastic different change than what we saw him looking at in Suicide Squad.
Most of the Jokers do kind of more look like Joaquin Phoenix's with the longer hair.
Yeah.
I think
that's fair. That's fair.
I think the comparison is because Joaquin Phoenix was the latest thing.
Latest one, yeah.
But like, if we didn't get Joaquin Phoenix and we saw this picture, people would be like, "Oh, you look like Heath Ledger's." You know what I mean? Just
yeah. Joe Fletcher also asked, do you think Rhodey will be against the Falcon and Winter Soldier because he works for Thunderbolt? Ross and Bucky, Sam are still wanted by them? That's a good question. And Elliott brought kind of the Thunderbolt involvement in this. I actually think, like, there's 2 things from the last contact that Rhodey had with Thunderbolt Ross that we saw in Infinity War. Is he still working for him? But if he is, I think he could actually be a double agent and be helping Bucky and Sam out secretly. Yeah. What do you think, Zach?
I don't think so, man. I there's a lot I don't know about the show whatsoever. So I'm kind of still in the dark about it all. Like, why doesn't he have the shield anymore? Type stuff. Like, does the government take it away from him?
Probably. How about you, Elliott? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't think Rhodey would go against Falcon and Bucky, just because I think him being a soldier, when you're always in brother's arms, you're gonna put your brothers before the government and who he works for. So I think he's gonna still always be an Avenger at heart. So, but like you said, Ren, I think he might be playing both sides of the fence. He can still kind of, like they said in Civil War, you can at least have your hand on the wheel, as Black Widow said. At least you have some control. So I think he's gonna still be working with General Ross, just to kind of keep an idea of what they're cooking up, but at the same time, maybe sending some intel to Bucky and Sam, because they're still, again, it's a Sokovia Accords. They're technically criminals, so I think it's going to still help them out. And also Sharon Carter, she's going to still be in the mix too. So I can't wait for the show. If who what happened?
I wonder if he was blipped or not.
Who?
General Ross.
Oh yeah,
that's a good question. That is a good question. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll find out, right?
True. Max Bolton asks, how are we supposed to be getting some Spider-Man 3 news? Because he corrected himself today.
No, that's true.
The interview, right? With
doing a
Variety.
podcast.
Yeah.
But every time he do a podcast, something big drops.
That's true. Every Thursday after the show, there's some big news dropping. Like we finished the show on time, and boom, Electro is back in Spider-Man 3. It's the nature of the beast. All right. Ryan O'Toole asks, who do you think Ethan Hawke is playing in Moon Knight? I think he's playing Count Nefaria. We've talked about this. Elliott, do you know anything about Moon Knight? Do you have some thoughts on who he might be playing, Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, man, I actually would like to see him play Werewolf by Night, because I think we're really tied into the mythos side and the supernatural side, and with Blade, obviously with vampires. So I would love to see Ethan play a werewolf in Moon Knight, man.
Yeah. How about you? Still think Bush, Zach?
No, I think it's I think it's like their version of Dracula or werewolf now.
Yeah, because Zack, when the first came out, Zack suggested Bush, but Bush has been portrayed recently as an African American character, and you don't want that. Geekly Goods is here. James is here. The latest guest on Origin Story. Go check that out if you haven't yet. Zeke Gonzalez and Sally, good friend of the show, popping by and say keep up the great work, guys. Thank you so much. Jorge asks, do you think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show is happening? Something like S.H.I.E.L.D., but bigger budget, no IMAX cameras, and some new characters. I don't think so. At least not that soon. That's probably Secret Invasion. That's true. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s going to be heavily involved in that. So yeah, Agents of Sword. I read it wrong. Apologies. So yeah. No, I'm with Zach actually. I think Secret Invasion. Elliott, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, and again, it was unfortunate we saw Marie Rambeau die off screen. I mean, I would love a prequel show of her building Sword and the origins of how she came about doing that and what characters interact there. So I would love to see maybe a Sword prequel series of her building from the ground up.
She's so good. She's a really great actress.
Yeah, and she's gonna blow up. I mean, she's already a superstar, but soon as once we see No Time to Die, if you ever see that film, she's gonna be a mega star. So yeah.
And did you notice that her nickname on the Air Force was Photon, which is Monica Rambeau's superhero name? Yeah. Do you think that monologue that T'Challa,
T'Chaka, his father, when he tells him in the beginning,
is the whole show? No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, going to Monica real fast. I don't know a lot about Photon and stuff. How does she get her superpowers? Do you think she'll get her powers through this whole multiverse thing going on? Okay.
I think she's getting her powers in WandaVision. That's for sure.
That's what I was wondering. Okay. I didn't know what her powers was. Was it a suit? Was it not?
No, it's not a suit. She's even Captain Marvel herself at one point in the comics.
I think a lot of characters are going to get their powers from this, like Miss Marvel.
Yes, I because we're all thinking House of M, but Marvel really loves, like Kevin Feige really loves to twist the effects of something from the comics. So I think Wanda does not eliminate mutants because, of course, they don't exist. But I think she creates the Inhumans because of that radiation. Because they specifically mentioned in episode 4, this radiation is as old as the universe itself. Yeah. What is old as the universe itself in the comics? Teragenesis.
Let's look. So Miss Marvel probably getting her powers. Monica. Oh fuck. Who is it? Who's that? America Chavez?
America Chavez, yeah.
She's like a multi-dimensional hopper in parallel worlds, yeah. I think you just said it, Ren. I think there's going to be some effects, not like the No More Mutants effect, but I think she's going to have like a nuclear type of response to what's going to happen. And it's no coincidence that Miss Marvel lives in New Jersey and they are in New Jersey. So I think it's going to be like a huge radius of like an effect. And I think that she's going to create some powers there.
For sure. Because there's got to be like big MCU consequences for this and every other show, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jack Alexander, would you rather watch The Room 100 times in a row or never see your favorite movie again? I assume again is implied. I'll watch The Room 100 times in a row. Sure. It's The Room.
Yeah.
This is a good question. Animes or mangas that inspired you to be a storyteller or working on the audiovisual world? Elliott, I'm not sure if you're too big on manga and anime.
I'm not, man. It's something
Okay.
I've been vowing myself to dive into. I've seen, the classics, Akira and all that stuff, but I really haven't dove deep into it as I should, especially some of these Attack on Titans and all that stuff. So I'll definitely leave that to you guys, the
All
expert.
right. Zach, do you have any that jump out to mind?
Nothing off the top of my head, because anime, audio, visual, like they mean like
Wanting to know about film and about storytelling. You're writing a book right now. I'm writing a book right now.
Probably Attack on Titan. Some of my
Hmm.
ideas have come from some of those, mixed with a little bit of Akira, Ghost in the Shell, stuff like that.
All right. I'll definitely mention Ghost in the Shell as well, the original film. The best works of Hayao Miyazaki are up there in a certain anime, which is my favorite anime of all time, called Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which is by far the best anime I've ever
Guys,
seen in my
David
life.
Diggs got nominated for a SAG award.
For Hamilton?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Did not see that coming.
So right now, the women for best limited series, where did it go? So I found male. So male is Bill Camp, David Diggs, Hugh Grant, Ethan Hawke, Mark Ruffalo.
All right.
And female, it's Blanchett, Cole, Kidman, Taylor-Joy, and Washington. Male actor,
Okay.
Applegate, Cardellini, Cuckoo, O'Hare, and Murphy.
All right.
Interesting.
All right, let's go to this one, guys. What do we think will happen tomorrow? Episode 5. Any predictions, Elliott?
Well, I think it's safe to say we're going to be in the 80s, kind of the Full House effect. And then I think, I don't know if it's going to tie into the whole Halloween, which I think Halloween episode is going to probably be 6. But yeah, I think we're going to jump into the 80s, seeing Speed and Wiccan as children, accelerating their growth as kids, from toddlers to kids. And I think we're going to get a mixture of what's going on in Westview, but also tying back to what happened to Monica after being pushed out of Westview and everything going on with Source. So I think we're going to get like a mixture of the best of both worlds.
I think they'll still be babies.
Okay.
I only say that because I think of the trailers when you see the Binkies pop up. We still haven't seen that scene. That's the only thing. But I think episode 6 is when they're going to be kids, finally.
Yeah, I was going to say that because I think it fits the Halloween episode for them to be like kids, and maybe a little bit of homage to E.T. on that would be interesting. But yeah, I'm going off of what Elliott brought up, like half and half inside and then seeing what happens there. And speaking of, I forgot to say this, but everyone be careful because this past week there were 2 waves of leaks for WandaVision.
Yeah, I didn't. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
You saw it? Oh, I didn't catch anything. Thankfully, at one point, even I was on it was on Saturday or Sunday, I believe, this past Saturday or Sunday, that the first wave leaked. And at one point I was like, is this real? Is it really dangerous? And then I was talking with someone that has a friend at Disney, and that person messaged their friend at Disney, and apparently it was chaos. They were taking everything down. They were running around trying to find out what happened. So everyone be careful. Be very, very careful, because 2 content creators just got spoiled. So can happen to them, can happen to anyone. Just mute keywords. Let's go, because we're running out of time. So let's select really, really good questions. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. Wanda technically becomes Vanya Hargreaves, speaking that. Ooh, hang on, I'm not understanding this question after all.
He's saying that Wanda is technically going to become Vanya Hargrave from Umbrella Academy.
But how? Like, are they crossing over?
Like,
no.
It's like a world-ending.
Oh, okay. Speaking of that, now will she play the character if she's a he? Now, yes, it's Elliott Page now, and they've announced they won't change the character. The character will remain the same. They will just address the actor in real life as a he, Elliott Page.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
And it makes sense, like in the show and Umbrella Academy too. Like she has a love interest, So I think it's an easy transition for that character for sure.
It's not like it's like a wide change. It really isn't. Like the way they casted Vanya, it's pretty much Elliott Page. You know what I mean?
Exactly. My guys, this is Austin, who I do a podcast on The Mandalorian with. How you all doing? Thoughts on Stephen King film adaptation, and what is your favorite? I haven't seen everything, but I gotta go with It. Like the recent adaptation of It is probably my favorite. How about you, Zach?
It Chapter 1 and 2, amazing films.
All right, Elliott.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be up there, but Shawshank too. Shawshank Redemption is definitely one of my favorites as well.
That's true. I forget that's a Stephen King adaptation, and The Green Mile too.
Guys, the supporting actors came out.
All right,
fucking Jared Leto again.
This
could be an Oscar. Guys, the SAGs are like, So it's Daniel Kaluuya, good. Odom Jr., awesome.
Okay.
Boseman got in, so Chadwick got in.
Nice.
Sacha Baron Cohen and Jared Leto.
Jeez.
Supporting actress. Holy shit. The girl from Borat.
Maria Bakalova.
Yep. Glenn Close.
Really?
Yeah. Olivia Colman.
Yes.
Yaun. I'm guessing that's from Minari.
Yeah, it's probably
the grandmother.
Zengel is
that? It's the little kid from News of the World, which I just watched.
Two things. Where the fuck's Amanda Seyfried?
Oh, for Macon, fantastic.
And Ellen Burst from
Bernstein from Pieces of a Woman. Yeah. Yeah, we thought this year's gonna be easy to guess and predict, but
dude, fucking Amy Adams got one.
Really?
I
like her in the movie, but okay.
Let me see it. Yeah, I think someone just tweeted. Yep. So best actor: Riz Ahmed, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman, and Steven Yeun. No, Delroy Lindo.
Jeez.
I would have switched Gary out. That's the one I think I would have switched out the most.
Yeah, same.
Yep, no Delroy. And even I would have switched out Leto for Racy from Sound of Metal.
Oh yeah.
Best actress: Amy Adams, Viola Davis, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan. No Zendaya. Zendaya's not getting it.
That's a shame. That's a shame. It sucks. Raj asks, have you guys watched another round? Mads Mikkelsen is fantastic. He is. I watched it at the London Film Festival. Review for it is on my channel. Elliott, have you seen it?
Yeah. I saw it last month, man. It was fantastic.
Then Cast in a Motion Picture real fast. Defy Bloods did get in for that. Ma Rainey, Minari, One Night in Miami, and Trial of Chicago 7.
All right.
I have no problems with any of those, personally.
Yeah. Have you seen another round, though?
Yeah, I loved it. It was one of my favorite films from last year. I just never got time to review it.
Which is a shame. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you. Ooh. Oh, okay. This is cool. If you had to kill Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man or Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse movie, who would you pick? This is easy for me, so I'm going to let you start, Elliott.
Toby, because I think it'll be more impactful, and I want Andrew to get a second chance at the shot at having his Spider-Man stories continue. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I think that Andrew's better. I just think that it would be more impactful to just cap off Tobey Maguire's story and then have a continuation with Andrew Garfield if that's the route they want to go.
Yeah. How about you, Zach?
Probably Toby.
Okay.
Just emotionally, yes. Plus, he's the older one.
Yeah, that's the
And when I watch Spider-Verse,
too.
Yeah, and when I watch Spider-Verse animated, I mean, Peter B. Parker was Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
I I agree that Toby's death would be more emotional. I'm going to
Mhm.
pick Andrew all the same because I'm just not interested. I welcome them back. I think it's going to be really cool, even though I'm worried about the film as a whole. But I'm not interested in seeing any more of either of them. Andrew, I didn't like any of his films, and his Spider-Man films specifically.
Mhm.
And Toby, I think again he's older, he's done, and I think it's time to let him go and say bye bye. What's the best live action anime remake? I think it's Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably mine too, to be honest. Like live action, because the other ones suck. One of them is my most hated movie of all time, the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
What's that?
Oh, don't make me say it. The initials are DBE, about the spike-haired boy that dresses up in
Death Note?
orange. No,
In-
no,
oh.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh.
You made me say it. Shivers down my spine.
I'll actually go with what was Robert Rodriguez's film last or 2019?
Oh, Alita.
Alita, yeah, I actually like
Yeah.
Alita more than I like the
Oh.
Ghost in the Shell, if I'm being honest.
All right. You're not alone there. Our good friend Leo from Geekly Goods loves that movie.
Yeah, it's a fun film.
Zach, do you have a favorite?
Oh, Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell?
100%.
Okay,
Dude, I
yeah.
fucking love that live action. I love
Same
that
here.
live action. I think it's really cool. I think there's like a couple issues with it, but like bringing that world visually to life,
Mhm.
nothing else like it.
All right. Why did people give the Amazing Spider-Man films crap? Because they suck. No, I don't like them. I really don't. I don't care for either of them, especially the second one.
Mhm.
The first one just, to me, was too dark for a Spider-Man film. I think Peter Parker is written in way too cool a way for him to be Peter Parker.
Mhm.
And I think, yes, Andrew Garfield, and this is my most unpopular opinion within the first Amazing Spider-Man film, they have amazing chemistry, Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield, but I think they have their chemistry, and it
Mm.
gets in the way of the film, because Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy should have a different chemistry than Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
Mhm.
So that's why this film just doesn't work for me. Do you guys have anything to add? Elliott, did you like the first one? Did you like the second one?
Prefer the first over the second, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I got to revisit those, especially gearing up
Mhm.
for Spider-Man 3, just to kind of
Yeah.
reopen the door to Andrew Garfield. I don't hate them as much as a lot of people do, but I don't think they're top tier Spider-Man films. But I got to revisit them.
Yeah, Zach, I know you're a big fan of the first one, and you have a soft spots for the second.
I like all the Spider-Man films, man. I like them all. I think there's good and bads to each and every one of them. I love Spider-Man. So
All right, let's go to our last question, which is thoughts on director John Turteltaub favorite movie. How can you not go National Treasure on this?
Yeah, it's mine. Yeah, National Treasure.
Either one or
the
two.
cage, the cage.
The cage. I'm gonna take my face off. I love National Treasure, man. I want that third movie so bad.
Yeah.
Zach, who would you cast as like the villain for the third movie? Because the first one is Sean Bean, second one is Ed Harris. Who would you bring in for a third villain?
Honestly, I have one, but
Go
Pedro
ahead.
Pascal.
Oh, that's cool.
Pedro Pascal. Life is good, but it can be better.
Life
Nice.
is good, but it can be better.
How about you, Elliott?
That's how I'm gonna do my outros for my videos now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't think of anyone off top. Tom Hanks.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's
Cast
a
him in a
great
villain
one.
role. That's a cool one. That's a good pull. We talked about him earlier on the show, and I don't know why he stuck in my head as soon as I thought of this question, but I'm gonna go Lawrence Fishburne.
Ooh,
Lawrence
nice.
Fishburne would be a cool villain for these movies. All right, that is.
He directed Three Ninjas. I forgot about that. I used to love Three Ninjas growing up as a kid.
Oh, he did. Huh. I remember watching that movie only because Hulk Hogan was in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's it. That's the show for today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank Elliott for joining us for this edition. Elliott, what do you have coming up? Thank you so much for being here, and where can people find you?
Yeah, man. Hey, Ren, Zach, thank you for having me at the table, man. This was a lot of fun. Sorry I was running a little late there.
No worries.
But no, man, this was a lot of fun. A lot of great topics, a lot of great discussions, and thank you guys for having me on. But yeah, man, as far as what's coming on next on Movie Files, coming soon. Well, tomorrow we obviously got WandaVision review, as well as Saturday, man. I host like a live stream talking about WandaVision, as well as MCU news, which I would love to have Zack be a guest on there. We had Ren on there a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that's kind of the next big thing is our WandaVision live show on Saturday. And it's myself, my two co-hosts, Chris and Amanda. KB's are going to be on there. A great Instagrammer, Ankit from the Casual Moviegoer, and Austin Burke will be making an appearance as well on Saturday.
All right. Looking forward to them, my friend. Zach, thank you for co-hosting again with me. Where can people find you? What do you have coming up next?
Oh man, what the fuck don't I have coming up? But also, Elliott, I'm down anytime I have a Saturday off. Just
Sure, man.
I'm down. Soon, maybe soon if I get my new job. I'll have Saturdays off. I have Sundance literally kicked my ass. I still have like 5 written reviews to do. Then I have video reviews to do. I have a Sundance ranking come out later today. I have the WandaVision review, and then the week of Valentine's Day. Do you know there's like fucking 8 movies coming out that week?
Really?
Yep.
I know. Was it To All the Boys Before, and there's a couple other like
Map of the Tiny Perfect Things.
Mm-hmm.
Barb and Star Go to Vista Del
yeah.
Mar, whatever. I've actually heard some good things about that one though. So lots of reviews. Oh, Minari officially comes out too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucked. I wanted to just relax, but that's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
You can't.
But I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Yeah.
More video games. Also, I'll probably start getting my Twitch schedule kind of down, and like when I'm gonna start live streaming on Twitch more. I tested it once, really enjoyed it. For the people who got to join me, it was a blast. I still say once I hit 100 followers on there, I will be giving away something special. So go follow me over on Twitch at Zach Pope Games, and let's talk some video games and movies over there. Because pretty much I'm doing the live stream, I'm answering your guys' questions. You guys want more Ask Me Anything? That's how I'm doing it. But thank you so much, Elliott, for joining us, and thank you, Ren, for always having me on here. Every time I look at your background, I want to come there and steal Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Thor.
I have 2 Captain America, so you can have one. Not this
Okay.
one with Mjolnir. You can have the other one.
I'll give it to my baby.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, all of Elliott's links are in the description. All of Zach's links are in the description. And my links are in the description. Of course, tomorrow we have WandaVision spoiler review, so come by for that. I know I always promise a review of The Mauritanian coming soon, but that film is so mundane, I just never find myself the energy or will to review it. But I promise I will review it because I asked for a screener, so it's only fair I cover it before it comes out. Probably review News of the World as well, because it's coming out on Netflix over here in the UK, and I liked it more than I expected. But again, check out Elliott's reviews of WandaVision, his show on Saturday. Zach's reviews for Sundance are all coming out still. And be prepared, because I'm soon announcing next guest on Origin Story. So until then, love each other, love the movies.